Hello everyone and welcome to a new week of Road to TCG Worlds 2016. Now, the poll winner was the Mega Mewtwo deck, so that's what we'll be using throughout the week for 10 matches at least in order to showcase its potential. Now, my friend Nicholas Schut won a city championship with this deck, and the list is based mostly on his. I think we're maybe one or two cards off of each other's lists. So, without further ado, let's get into the list, shall we? Now, the main the main attacker is of course Mega Mewtwo X. It has a very nice chunk of HP, and its attack, Psychic Infinity, it's almost as good, if not better, than Yveltal EX's attack or the old Mewtwo EX's attack, because at the beginning the damage doesn't scale up, but as you pile up a few energies onto Mewtwo, you really get a lot of mileage out of it. And the extra 10 damage for every energy instead of getting 30 damage per energy instead of 20 after a couple of energies, it really starts to make a noticeable difference. And the only bad part is that it doesn't apply weakness, so the Mewtwo wars aren't as weird as they used to be, or as close, but that's the only thing you really want to be hitting for weakness in the current format, so not too much to worry about. Now, Mewtwo EX, simply to evolve into Mega Mewtwo, or regular Mewtwo rather. No, regular Mewtwo just to evolve into Mega Mewtwo. Now, I would like to use 3 of this Mewtwo because I can attack with it turn 1, but unfortunately I only own 1 of them. Now, 1 Hoopa as support in order to get the Mewtwo's going and get ourselves some Shaymins in order to draw cards. And another very important part about this deck is definitely the dark part, because Yveltal, Baby Yveltal, helps you power up Mewtwo for a late game sweep. It's a very nice attacker, and there's 4 of them. Why is that? Because you want to start with them every single match, or mostly every single match, but especially if you're up against Night March, which is a very difficult deck for this deck to face. Yveltal is your only answer. You don't want to be benching Shaymins, and you definitely don't want to be benching Mewtwo's, which are weak to Pumpkaboos. What you want is to use all 4 Baby Yveltals to Oblivion Wing, because that one-hit KOs every single Pokemon in Night March. And you also want to abuse the 3-2 Zoroark line. Now, there's a 3-2 because running 3 Zoruas helps increase your odds of starting Zorua. And you do have the super rod, so you could potentially get up to 5 Zoroarks in a game. Now, Zoroark standing is very nice with the Floatstone we are running, and Mind Jack is just an incredibly powerful attack. I'm sure you guys have noticed the city championship results and how Yveltal Zoroark is really tearing it up, so it makes sense to include it here. Now, as far as supporters go, we have the almost mandatory 4 Sycamore, we have 2 Lycanders in order to remove threats, and we have, as far as utility goes, 1 Birch in order to try to get ourselves a few more cards or not deck out, 1 Judge, which serves kind of the same purpose as Birch, but it also disrupts your opponent's hand, 1 Hex Maniac in order to get rid of lame abilities like Giratinas or Aegislashes in order to be able to really power through with Mewtwo or prevent Crobat drops at some important points in the game. 1 AC in order to reuse Hoopa, save Shaymin, and especially in the Night March matchup, it might be important to pick up an EX Pokemon that you started off with in order to not let them get the price advantage with the 2 prizes. And as far as the other items go, 4 Versus Seekers, of course, to reuse every single supporter I just mentioned, 4 Ultra Ball to find our Pokemon in order to set up, 3 Mega Turbo, because those are essentially plus 30 damage for Mega Mewtwo for free, as long as there's an energy in your discard pile, 3 Spirit Links, because that's what you want, so you don't lose a turn Mega Evolving into Mewtwo. 2 Floatstones to combine with Zoroark and just retreat in general. 2 Battle Compressors in order to get Darkness Energy in your discard pile and potentially get some important supporters for you to be able to access them easier with Versus Seeker. And finally, 1 Escape Rope. I'm really liking this card lately, and I think I would even like to run 2 in every single deck. 1 Professor's Letter in order to get our energies, potentially combine with Ultra Ball, and 1 Super Rod so that we can try and play a Night March game where we use 6 Yveltal total. Now that lets us be more energy efficient because we only need 1 Darkness Energy and we power each other up, whereas Night March definitely needs either the Bronzong support or the Milotic support and the TC in hand. So that's one way you can try to make them miss a KO. It's easier for you to take KOs than it is for them. And with that finished up, let's find our couple of games, shall we? I'm really looking forward to using this deck, and it's now Monday. I am pre-recording this once again because that's the only way I can keep up with all the videos. So I played another city championship on Saturday. Check my Facebook page if you want to see how I did. So far I've gotten 100 points out of a potential 200 from city championships, so that's pretty neat. I would love to max out on city championships, of course, but it's pretty hard here in Mexico because the competition is very fierce. Any city championship is almost as hard as my national championship, just based on the players who attend. So us getting a top 4 and a first place back to back is pretty nice. And we are currently standing with 140 championship points, 100 from city championships and 40 because I made day 2 at Worlds 2015. So that means we are 70% of the way into an invite for next year's Worlds, and in VGC we are a third of the way as well. So it looks like our goal of qualifying to both World Championships will be met. There's still a lot of events to go to, and I have no idea what's going on with my opponent. I figured he should have timed up by now. I won the flip, but making us wait like that was pretty dumb. Now I saw there was an update, so apparently cards will show bigger now, which is great. But I wonder if there's a way to... I remember reading there was a way to remove animations, but I haven't found it yet. So we'll see what these new changes bring. Hopefully as long as it plays out faster. I mean, we are up against a very slow person, but aside from that, as long as the animations play out faster, I'll be happy. So he's using a Hawlucha Evolutions deck, so this is potentially Dog Trio. Now we should be worried about Jolteon, but there's no Espeon that turns you into Psychic type, so I'm pretty safe with that. Now here, I could judge turn 1, but I don't think I think I want to judge turn 1. I'm definitely not gonna use the Mega Turbo, so I'll see what I draw with Shaman, and based on that I will decide what I use, either Judge or Sycamore. I will go for Hoopa, and Hoopa will get me 2 Mewtwo's instead of just 1, so thinning my deck a bit further. I won't get the Mega Mewtwo because I have no Spirit Link and I will be using either supporter. Still have not decided which. I will bench both though. And I will bench the Shaman. So my bench is now completely full. Using Zorua is definitely going to be very important, or Zoroark rather. Now I do get the Spirit Link, and based on my hand and the fact that I'm going to attack and everything, I will go for the Judge just to deny my opponent's hand a bit. I do make him draw one less card. I get a decent enough hand. Unfortunately, no space for me to bench another Shaman, and we didn't get any draw, but we do have a DCE, we do have Mega Mewtwo, we will start to power it up next turn, so it's not the end of the world that we didn't top deck any draw. Hopefully we'll top deck out of this situation soon, but it's not the end of the world, like I said. Hawlucha is not touching Yveltal. He's now played as a supporter, so he's not Lysandering up anything either. It's Mienshao Evolutions though. That's very interesting. Interesting and difficult to deal with because we have no effective way to deal with the with the potential focus ashes. So I will evolve Mega Mewtwo. I will attach the DCE, although I don't really need to. Just gonna Oblivion Wing. I'm not attaching an energy because I don't want it to be enhanced hammer away, and I don't really need it right this instance. All my opponent's Pokemon will have very low HP, so even though attaching energy is very important every turn, it's not completely crucial in this matchup because of the way this deck plays out and the energy recovery you have with Yveltal. And I could also potentially top deck a Zoroark and get a KO that way, and he gets a KO back, but I free up a bench space in order to use that Shaman and get us out of the terrible draw we currently have. As you can see, the Judge didn't really do anything to my opponent, but thankfully Yveltal resists as well. Now I don't anymore because of the Jolteon, so I guess I am weak and I resist, so that will do 100 damage. Yep. And he gets to pick up the Mienshao. Now I get another Ultra Ball. Wish I had a I wish I had something. Just gonna Oblivion Wing. I can't do anything else. No need to attach an energy. Like I said, I wanted KO everything on my opponent's side of the field, be it Jolteon, Hawluchas, or Mienshao. And his damage is pretty limited. I mean, he will do 80 per hit with Mienshao, potentially 100 if he attaches a strong energy to Mewtwo, but that's still a 3-hit KO. So he would have to follow up with a Hawlucha. Now, I definitely won't be very cost effective right now. So what I really need is a Lysander to break his Mienshao lock, because he's now played a lot of Pokemon down. So at most, he will only have one Mienfoo on the bench at any given point. So why would you play the Megaphone? I've already evolved. Why wouldn't you wait until you see another Spirit Link? Anyways, once I Lysander the Mienfoo, I will break the current cycle. Now he has to promote first. He promotes the damaged Hawlucha. So I will take the KO with my Shaman. I do have the DCE. There's no hurry, and I finally top deck a Verse Seeker. Now that's also very important because I can judge him out of the Mienshao and Mienfoo and energy and muscle band, and I can get my Zoroark here. I can also use my Super Rod right now because I might need to buy some time afterwards with some Yveltal and its key resistance. I don't think I'll be needing Shaman though, and I will be getting it back right now, this one at least. So I can afford to play with one Shaman. I don't even have the space to run more, to bench more rather. and I will be getting a prize here. There's the judge, gets us 2 Sycamores and a TCG and a Zoroark, so probably one of the worst judge hands you could get, where you do get supporters and all, but you're not really happy with what you get. And I get a 3rd Sycamore in my hand, so we definitely have a less than stellar hand. Here I will let Hoopa take a hit. I do have Zoroark in order to take another prize next turn. His current situation means he's not taking a prize this turn. But I will be taking a prize next turn with Zoroark, unless he attaches a Focus Sash, which, based on how his deck currently looks and how much he's gone through, I don't know if he's running any. If he's not, then this makes our life so much easier. There's the Focus Sash though, and he decides to attack with Hawlucha here. So I do top deck the Lysander. That's pretty nice. I will Lysander this Mienshao and take a KO there. That means if he goes for Mienshao, for the Mienshao KO next turn, we are pretty safe, because out of 2 cards he needs another Mienshao, another Mienfoo, and another Focus Sash to prevent a KO. And if he gets a KO, we can just follow up with our own Mewtwo, and there's a chance he whiffs on the KO, so it's not the end of the world. He could also promote the Mienfoo and just be content with that, and I keep drawing cards that I don't want to discard with Sycamore. This is horrible. There's another Focus Sash onto Hawlucha. There's a Verse Seeker for a Sycamore, I would guess. Yep. So those 2 cards he had were pretty amazing. And a Lysander, okay. He benches another Mienfoo. Now we're in trouble, because he benches another Mienfoo. He will get a KO most likely. He needs a strong. That's all he needs, a strong energy. Otherwise he just retreats for the Focus Sash. Wow, yeah, there's the Enhanced Hammer. So imagine if I had attached to that Mega Mewtwo a long time ago. That would probably be another energy in the discard pile. Now, what I don't like is the fact that I'm definitely not taking a prize here. This is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. Gonna Mega Evolve and pass. I can't afford to discard all these energies, and I am ahead in the price count, I guess. And eventually I will run him out of Focus Sashes. Gosh, but I can't believe I have 3 Sycamore in my hand, along with 3 DCEs at one point. That was definitely horrible, and it set us behind quite a bit. I should be trying to dig for my Verse Seekers in order to Lysander things and get more KOs. Our current situation is pretty dire. Now, is that a Muscle Band? No, that's a Focus Sash, and he flops. Wow. That's weird. So he has nothing in his hand. I don't have to be too energy efficient. So question here is, do I let Shaman go? I don't think so. No, I do think so, because I don't think I'll be needing it. Fortunately, I will get rid of 2 other Sycamores with this, but this is really all I need at this point. I will bench Yveltal. I have energies to attach wherever I feel like it. I can get another KO or the follow-up KO with this Yveltal. So I will just discard his Focus Sash right now. He survives with 10 HP left. And he's apparently in top deck mode as well. He knows he can't touch me with Hawlucha. If he's not out of it yet, he could he could retreat and bring up the Focus Sash Hawlucha in order to prevent another prize. But just based on what we have on our bench, even if he managed to Lysander and KO the Hoopa, we would be pretty okay. He doesn't even do that though. An amazing top deck there would have been a Float Stone. But as it stands right now, I'm just gonna take the free KO here. I have a lot of energy in play. He can definitely KO this Zoroark and then Enhance Hammer away this TCE, but I still have this Mewtwo powered up with 2 Dark Energies, and it's currently doing 70 damage. So yeah, there's an Enhance Hammer. He gets rid of the active, okay. So I might not be able to KO, especially because he benched the Robosub. What I would really like to see is my Float Stone. That would be the ideal card. The ideal top deck. He goes for an Echo Arm, so he knows his tools are very important. And yeah, that does set me behind a bit. But it's not the end of the world. What I really don't want is to waste a Verse Seeker onto a... That's a weird way to display the discard. I don't want to waste a Verse Seeker onto another Sycamore, but I don't think I'll have another choice if I want to keep up the pressure. I could also simply attach to Zoroark, which sounds a lot better. I'm gonna get rid of the Ultra Ball and the Mewtwo. Yeah, I have Zoruas, an Yveltal, and a Mewtwo left. Gonna get the Yveltal. Now I'm gonna get a Zorua just to thin out my deck. Gonna see what else I have here. I have the 2 Float Stones, the AC, the 1 Lysander, and 2 more Verse Seekers, and the Escape Rope. So I have a lot of useful cards for sure. I'm just gonna pass here though. Could have used my Compressor, I guess. But I'd rather just attach and Lysander for another KO next turn. And I top deck another Verse Seeker. So I'm just gonna Lysander here. Question is, what do I Lysander? I think I will Lysander the Jolteon or a Mienfoo. The Jolteon would make my life easier, but no Mienfoo has a Focus Sash, so the Jolteon won't matter if he simply whiffs on attacks by not having enough Mienfoo and Mienshao. I get another Yveltal, so the excessive Yveltal is definitely playing a role here in cluttering up our hand. But I really hope we get to face a Night March deck so that we can really showcase I can really showcase the potential, or why it's justified to use all 4 baby Yveltal. We'll see. Now I do have the KO, another KO with this Verse Seeker. Just get my Lysander, and I will KO the other Mienfoo because then he can no longer touch Zoroark. Gonna use this in order to get rid of anything that doesn't help me get my last Lysander or Verse Seeker. So that means getting rid of Yveltal, Zorua, and Mewtwo. Mienfoos, what do you mean in the prizes? I've knocked out 1, 2, 3. What do you mean? This is the 4th Mienfoo. All other 3 are in this card, so none were prized, unless he meant Mienshao. Ah, okay, okay. That's really bad luck. But you aren't drawing any supporters or using any supporters either, so I don't know how relevant that really is. But anyways, attached to Mega Mewtwo. My deck is as thin as it can get. 2 cards help us. There's another Sycamore as well. There's an escape rope, I guess. Get a TCG of my prices. So at this point, there's no possible way that he wins this match. Absolutely no possible way. He simply lets me take the KO, so that's a GG. Thank you, Patherm, for the game. And let's find our next battle. That was a very long game, and it took that long because of the turn I was forced to discard 3 Sycamore. My deck just stalled out on me a bit, and he also had the enhanced hammers in order to remove my energy, so that cost us a bit, but in the end the result ended up being the same. Now we're up against a water deck. He's using a Kyogre coin, and I heard a lot about Mega or Primal Kyogre being making a statement during cities, so we'll see. I hope it's that deck so we can showcase a little bit of it. Now my initial hand is definitely not ideal. Okay. That's a really weird way. I didn't know I had to do something. So there's the Primal Kyogre. Perfect. So Zoroark should be a star in this game because he will have to bench a lot of Pokemon in order to support Kyogre. I will get an extra card here, which is definitely nice. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be forced to Professor Birch here. Now what I could do is escape rope in order to buy myself some time with Yveltal, which is, in case I flip tails here, I think it's better to have an Yveltal active rather than Zorua, and I do flip tails, which is not the end of the world. I do get some nice cards off of it, especially the Verse Seeker, so that I have another 50-50 chance in order to get 7 brand new cards, or I can at least get 4 new ones. Our best top deck here would be a Spirit Link, so that I don't have to waste a turn Mega Evolving. But if I don't top deck that, I think I will go ahead and Verse Seeker for the Birch. I won't lose a turn Mega Evolving because it really won't get me far ahead at all. And my opponent is just doing his thing. He's got Kyogre. We saw colorless, so that means he's probably running Shaman, yep, as support, which is obviously a very good idea. Now I think the sole reason Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon are not being played is because of Sceptile EX, Mega Sceptile, and Vespiquen. But if my CTs are any indication, wow. If my CTs are any indication, they're nowhere to be seen, honestly. I mean, I did face a Vespiquen deck in top 8 at one of my CDs, but I think that was the only Vespiquen deck in the whole tournament. So it's not being played as much as you would think it is. And wow, this hand. Now I wish I had gotten rid of my Versus Seeker. I thought Shaman would give us something nice, but we get 2 pairs of cards. Now I will attach the DC and I will Mega Evolve, I guess. It's not a terrible turn, and this Mega Mewtwo puts a lot of pressure on Primal Kyogre because he won't be KOing, and Primal Kyogre usually has a lot of energy attached to it. So we should be in a pretty good position, despite not having any supporter in the previous turn, and our future not looking too good either. Now there's the Primal. If I somehow manage to top deck a Floatstone, that would be amazing. But it's not the end of the world if I don't. Heap Battle Compressors. I do like Primal Kyogre. I did run it at a regional championship and got top 8 with it. Wow, and he has a Mega Turbo. So he gets the KO and does 30 damage to my bench. He has to attach 2 energy to Shaman though. Takes a prize, but Mega Mewtwo will 2-hit KO this Primal Kyogre. And wow, I get a Sycamore. Now, does he have enough energy to attack me again? And if I attach a DCE, I would love to use this Mega Turbo. How much damage am I dealing right now? 100, 40, 70, 100, 130. Plus the DCE, that's 160, 190. So there's not that big a difference. But if I'm gonna get rid of them anyways, I might as well. Those 2 darkness will help me with the next Mega Turbos. But wow, these hands, man. These hands. Just gonna Psychic Infinity for like a bajillion damage. Yep, 190. Pretty nice. There really wasn't too much of a difference between attaching DCE and a darkness, but really no harm in attaching the DCE either. I mean, in a rare case scenario where he's 2 cards in hand, or 2 of his 3 cards in hand were two enhanced hammers, but come on now. Gets another Shaman, and wow, he runs red card as well. So that's a very interesting deck. He gets a clean 6 cards of a Shaman. He could potentially attack again with Primal Kyogre, but he's not going to be able to attack Mega Mewtwo unless he Lysanders, which I guess is not too far-fetched. Does have the Verse Seeker, so he definitely has access to the Lysander. He still won't be KOing unless he plays down an Absol, but we didn't see Darkness. So in a real life game, I would not have that information, and I'd definitely be scared of the Absol coming right now and moving the energy or the damage from my Shaman onto Mewtwo, then using Lysander, attaching to energy, retreating and KOing Mewtwo. But thanks to the previous screen, we know that's not going to happen, and we have the Lysander in our hand. Question is he going to attack with Shaman and retreat? Wow. So he does have that play. He will deal a lot of damage. He will put Mewtwo into Shaman KO range. He could also potentially KO Shaman, but that's not what he wants to do. So he basically got the perfect, absolute perfect cards off of Shaman and the Trainer's Mail. But we're still okay. Still not the end of the world. I cannot afford to discard both Mega Mewtwo's in my hand though. And my deck saying discard me. So he has a lot of energy on Shamans. I'm going to bench this Yveltal. Going to attach a Darkness to Zorua. I will be getting a KO here. So I'm gonna shuffle my hand back in and I'm going to Birch. I've already flipped tails, so hopefully I flip heads this time around. Nope. Tails once more. I do get an okay hand and I will get 2 prizes right now, but I can't believe I don't have another Mewtwo down yet. And that was such an overkill. An over KO rather. There's a Mewtwo. Finally. So as long as I get some sort of Zoroark right now or something like that, he just Sky returns for the KO. He'll only have one Pokemon in play, but I have no way to threaten it. I mean, my only real threat is Zoroark, and he has no benched Pokemon, so all I'll be doing will be 10 damage, which really sucks. Now my opponent has a gigantic hand though. Truly gigantic. I'm not going to get any energy off of this. I will bench the Shaman here, because it'll be a while before he gets what is this? Man, my Shamans. No comment. It'll be a while before he gets another Kyogre up. So just gonna Sycamore. I will get energy onto Mewtwo. I need my Zoroarks. I need my Mega Mewtwo. What I really need though is my Spirit Links, so that I don't lose a turn. Just gonna Oblivion Wing here. Touch a Darkness to Mewtwo. And yeah, see, the problem here is, even if he retreats and brings up okay, no, he's going to, yeah, if he promotes a no energy Shaman, I'll be in a lot of trouble. There's 18 cards left in my deck, and I have not seen a Shaman yet. Or not a Shaman, a Spirit Link, sorry. I might be forced to AC and get a Shaman. Get a Shaman in order to try and find a Spirit Link. But the problem here will be, he's going to promote this Shaman, and I won't have a way to KO it, because he doesn't have a lot of benched Pokemon, and Mega Mewtwo won't have enough energy. So I'm in a bad position right now. He goes for Kyogre. So ideally we would have a Verseeker, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. My opponent is at 3 price cards, so that's something we have to worry about. Okay. Unfortunately, we will be 10 short on the KO and Shaman, because he will promote. Oh no, he decides to promote a Kyogre. Okay. So we can't KO Kyogre anyways. Okay. I'm gonna attach an energy to Mewtwo. I will try to one-shot Kyogres from this point onwards. So, I mean, I can't one-shot a clean Kyogre, but I can potentially one-shot a powered up one. Now, I don't want to get anything. Let's see how many Spirit Links there are. 1, 2, 3. And I will be drawing 5 cards. That's almost 30% of my deck. I should hit one almost every time. I actually get 2 of them. And I do get a Judge, which could be important for next turn. I will Mega Evolve Mewtwo. And what does more damage? Zoroark does more damage right now. I could Oblivion Wing to power up Mewtwo further, but Mind Jack will be a 2-hit KO on Primal Kyogre. Now we've seen he runs Super Scoop Ups, so that's definitely a problem here. There's 1 Verseeker, 2 Verseekers only in his discard pile, so he definitely still has access to Lysander. He only has 12 cards left in his deck too. That's only 1 energy, which is great. He flips heads on the Super Scoop Up. Very unfortunate. He promotes the powered up Kyogre. So if we somehow, and he Mega Evolves, so never mind. Now he can't attach 3 energy though. So I should still be okay here. gonna judge. Actually, I'm gonna Ultra Ball first. Get rid of these two cards because they're now useless. Doesn't really matter what I get. And I'm going to judge. I need energy. I want to keep powering up my Mega Mewtwo. And I have a potential Lysander there. Gonna attach an energy here and okay, what does more damage? I do 100 and with this I do 100. Yeah. Mega Mewtwo does more damage and he has no way to damage me right now. Oh, he does have Mega Turbo. So, ugh. No, I definitely have to attack with Mega Mewtwo though. I have to force the Mega Turbo. Or at least another Super Scoop Up or something. How many Mega Turbos? 1, 2. So I only have 1 left. And DCEs, I have no DCEs left. So I'm probably in the worst shape ever. He had everything in his hand. They always have everything in his hand. Why? And he goes for a Super Scoop Up and he flips heads. Come on. Come on. Okay. Nope. Nope. This is just beyond ridiculous. He's flipped heads on all 3 of his Super Scoop Ups. We would have won by now if not for that. Gonna attach a Spirit Link here. Now, can Zoroark take the KO? No, it's 10 short. I do 130 damage right now. And once I KO this Primal Kyogre, if he KOs my Mega Mewtwo with another Primal, which is definitely not out of the question, and given how things have gone right now, I would not be surprised. I have no way to KO Shaman. I will be 10 damage short of winning the game. But I can't do anything about it. I really can't. There's the KO. My only hope is that he whiffs 2 energy, the Spirit Link, and Primal. That's the only way we win. And he promotes the Kyogre right away. Oh, he attached an energy. So is he going to try to put me to sleep? That red card doesn't matter. He will sleep me, but I have the stand-in. So I guess his shot is to Hex Maniac and for me to stay asleep. Do I have the KO right now? 100? Yeah, I do have the KO. 190 damage. So wow, thankfully. I do wake up though, so that's the game. Yep, there it is. If I had stayed asleep, I had the stand-in and the float, so it really didn't matter. But I'm very glad I won that game. I really am glad. And that will be all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. 2 victories for this deck, which is pretty good. A nice start to the week. I don't think it's now week 15 of the channel and there hasn't been a single perfect week. So let's try and make it this one, shall we? Let's try and get a perfect week before the year 2015 ends. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series, and leave a comment if you want, if you have anything to say. Leave a like on the video, please. I really appreciate them. They make a world of difference to me and to the channel and how the videos show up on people's search feeds and all of that. And the more people who come to videos, the better for everyone, because more content will be coming. So thank you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow in Spanish or on Wednesday in English once again. Bye bye.